The morning sun poured through the curtains, warming the wooden floors of Vine's house. Her mother was in a frenzy, running from room to room, fixing flowers, adjusting cushions, and calling out orders as if a king was about to visit. Vine dragged her slippers across the floor, yawning. Mom, why are you behaving like there is a royal guest? He's just a guy, right? She groaned, scratching her head. Not just some guy, he's respectable, comes from a good family, and you are not to embarrass me, do you understand? She said, pointing at her with narrow eyes, while Vine rolled her eyes dramatically, muttering under her breath as she wandered into the kitchen. I am the one getting married, not you. Why am the servant here? She reached for the sugar jar, still half asleep, but fate or maybe mischief played its hand, and she reached for chili, not for sugar. Her fingers curled around the chili powder jar, and with a evil, sleepy grin, she dumped it generously into the boiling tea. The aroma didn't give away the betrayal to her. It smelled fine. To him, it will be war. She smirked with whatever came into her mind. By afternoon, the doorbell rang. Vine's mother almost sprinted to open it while Vine lazily adjusted her messy bun, not even curious, but when her eyes finally lifted, her jaw dropped. Her heartbeat skipped. There, standing tall in the doorway, was none other than her professor, Jungkook, the infamous, cold, intimidating man whose mere footsteps in the lecture hall silenced hundreds. The same man she had admired from afar, painfully silently. Oh my god, she whispered under her breath, gripping the edge of the table to steady herself while Jungkook's sharp gaze locked on her. His lips curved, not quite a smile, but enough to make her legs weak. Good afternoon. His voice was smooth, deep, sending shivers down her spine. Vine stumbled back, bumping into the wall. What is he doing here? Why is he here? Why didn't mom tell me? Her mother beamed, proudly gestured towards him. Vian, this is Jungkook, the young man who came to see you today. Vian's whole soul screamed, see me, marriage proposal to my professor. She panicked, rushing to the kitchen, grabbing the tea tray she had prepared early. Her hand shook violently as she placed it in front of him, avoiding his gaze, totally forgot about the chilli tea. Jungkook picked up the cup, watching her from under his lashes. He sipped and froze. The silence was heavy, too heavy. Jungkook set the cup down, slowly licking his lip once as if processing the betrayal. His jaw clenched. What exactly did you put in this tea? His voice dropped dangerously low and blinked rapidly, confused until she realized what she did and almost died on the spot. No, no, that's not sugar, that's oh my god, she gasped, horrified. Her mother looked mortified, apologizing endlessly, but Jungkook's eyes never left Vian while his lips twitched into a smirk, his voice dripping with mockery. You tried to poison me, Mrs. June to be Vian's cheeks flame scattered. I didn't. It was an accident. She stammered, clutching the tray like a shield. Jungkook leaned forward slightly, his stare making her knees buckle. Accident or not, I will remember this. Her breath caught, and in that charred silence, she realized her life just got a whole lot messier. The campus courtyard buzzed with chatter as students rushed towards their classes, laughter echoing under the autumn sun. Vian, however, was crouched half hidden behind a tall column near the lecture hall, gripping her bag like it was her shield against the world. Sophia spotted her instantly, confusion spreading across her face as she approached. Vian, what are you doing here? Why are you hiding like some fugitive? She frowned, tugging at Vian's arm. I can't go there, Sophia. I would rather disappear off this earth than face him right now, she whispered frantically, peeking around the corner with wide, panicked eyes. Face who? You are acting so weird these days. She crossed her arm, suspicion rising. Vian buried her face in her hands, frowning. Because the guy who came with the marriage proposal yesterday was none other than Professor June Jungkook. Her voice cracked as she confessed, cheeks eating red while Sophia's jaw dropped. Wait, what? The same Jungkook you have been crushing on for months? The one who literally makes you go speechless in class? She almost yelled, eye bulging. Shh! Don't shout, people will hear, she hissed, pulling Sophia closer. Okay, but wait, why are you acting like the world ended? Is it in this dream for you? She asked, narrowing her eyes. Vine shook her head violently, biting her lip. No, you don't get it. I ruined everything. I served him tea yesterday, and instead of sugar, I put two whole spoon of chili powder. He drank it, Sophia. He drank it. She whined, clutching her hair like she might rip it off. Sophia blinked at her, then slowly burst into laughter. You gave your future husband poison wine? Oh my god, this is golden. She laughed so hard she held her stomach. It's not funny, it was humiliating. He will definitely say a big no now. Who will want to marry a clumsy disaster like me? She ground, kicking the ground lightly. Sophia stopped laughing, tilted her head. But what about your crush on him? Wine froze, eyes wide, face burning red as the word hit her. That's that different. I never thought he will actually. She cut herself off, hearing the sudden echo of footsteps approaching. Both of them stiffened, turning slowly. Jungkook entered the corridor, tall and composed, his presence alone making students straighten in silence. His cold eyes scanned the hall briefly, but when they landed on Wine, his gaze lingered. Vine's heart skipped, her breath stuck in her throat. He didn't speak, didn't even change expression, but the look was enough to make her legs weaken. He brushed past, pushing the lecture hall door open while Sophia smirked, whispering. Well, speaking of your crush, he definitely looked at you. Vine shook her lightly, cheeks flaming as they hurried into the class. Inside the lecture hall, Jungkook stood at the front, his voice calm, smooth, commanding as usual. Vine tried to shrink into her seat, her notebook shielding her face as if paper could hide her existence. But midway through his lecture, his words suddenly shifted. I am thinking next week instead of our regular subject, I should teach you all how to make tea. His voice was casual, but the smirk tugging at his lips betrayed him. The class erupted into confused laughter, students whispering in amusement while Vian coughed violently, nearing choking on her own breath, while Sophia smirked beside her, nudging her elbow. He is definitely talking about you. Ryan wanted to sink into the ground and disappear. Jungkook closed his notes, his eyes flicking once, only once in Ryan's direction, the hint of a slay smirk still playing on his lips, and without another word, he walked out of the classroom, leaving Ryan frozen in place, her cheeks burning and heart racing. The evening sun spilled through the windows as Vine stepped into her house, her bag still slung over her shoulder. She barely kicked off her shorts when her mother peeked from the kitchen, a mischievous glint in her eyes. You are back, perfect timing. You should get ready. Jungkook wants to take you on a date tonight. She is sipping her coffee. Wine froze mid-step, her eyes widening like saucers. What? She stuttered, clutching the strap of her bag tighter. Don't act so shocked here. Isn't this what girls dream of? Your professor turned fiance asking you out himself. Now hurry, go fix your hair. She teased, waving her off. Vine's jaw nearly dropped to the floor as she dragged herself upstairs, her heart pounding in her chest. She sat on the bed, staring at her wardrobe helplessly. Oh my god, what do I even wear? What if I embarrass myself again? What if she buried her face in her pillow before finally deciding on a soft dress? Her hands trembled as she brushed her hair, cheeks burning just as the thought of seeing him outside class. The restaurant was glowing under warm golden lights when Vine entered nervously, her fingers fiddling with her clutch. She spotted him immediately. Jungkook was already seated at the corner table, his black shirt fitting him perfectly, sleeves rolled to his forearm, a calm but undeniable smirk tugging at his lips when his eyes found hers. Vine swallowed hard, walking towards him as though her legs had turned to jelly. You are late, his voice was calm, teasing, eyes never leaving hers. Sorry, Vian whispered, sitting down quickly, her hands fiddling with the napkin. Her face was already red, her heart humming so loud she swore he could hear it. For a moment, silence hung between them until she finally spoke, her voice soft. I wanted to apologize for the tea. She bit her lip, not daring to look up. Jungkook leaned back, smirk deepening. It's fine, honestly, it was unforgettable. I don't think anyone has ever made me smile because of tea before. His gaze softened, his words making her cheeks burn even hotter. Wine glass up, eyes wide. Wait, did you know it was me at proposal? Jungkook shook his head slowly. No, I didn't. All I knew was girl's family wanted me to meet her, that's it. Wine signed in relief, nodding. Same, I didn't know either until you walked in, and then everything went upside down, she admitted, cheeks pink as she fiddled with her glass. Jungkook tilted his head, studying her carefully. So tell me, do you want to marry this early? Wine Stephen blinked rapidly. No, It's just my mom. She wants me to get married quickly so she can go for her world tour without worrying about me. She whined, puffing her cheeks slightly. Jungkook chuckled, shaking his head. If you want to delay it, you can reject the proposal. Wine panic instantly blurring out. No, she gasped, then awkwardly smiled, realizing what she said. I mean, no, I don't want to reject. I just don't know it was you. Her words slipped before she could stop them. She froze, eyes widening as Jungkook raised a brow, smirked, tugging at his lips again. Didn't know it was me, huh? He leaned forward slightly, eyes locking onto hers with a teasing glint. One blinked rapidly, nearly sinking into her seat in embarrassment, but then Jungkook's expression softened. Let's come to the point, Ryan. I like you, and if you want, you can still continue your studies. I will support you in every situation. His voice was firm, steady, sincere. Ryan's heart skipped. She stared at him, lips parting slightly before a smile slowly curved on her face. I had the biggest crush on you for so long, and I never imagined that destiny would play such a trick on me. I thought it was just silly one sided, but now she trailed off shyly, her cheek glowing red. Jungkook's eyes softened, his smirk tucking into a small smile. At first, I only liked you as my student, but after that tea incident, she chuckled softly, shaking his head. I couldn't stop thinking about you, and for the first time in a while, I found myself smiling at the thought of someone. Vi's chest tightened, warm flooding her heart. She looked at him, her eyes glistening with emotion she had been holding back for too long. The air between them shifted, no longer awkward but tender, full of unspoken promises. So, are we really doing this? She asked softly, her lips curving into a small, nervous smile. Jungkook leaned forward, resting his hand on the table close to hers, his gaze unwavering. Yes, we are, he said firmly, a hint of playfulness dancing in his eyes. Wine with her lip, her blush deepening. Just promise me one thing. What is that? No more chilly joke in the class. She ground, hiding her face in her hands. Jungkook chuckled his low laugh, sending shivers down her spine. I can't promise that, but I can promise something else. He leaned closer, his voice dropping into a teasing whisper. I will always make you blush and tease you for no reason. I'm going to love you in a pure, passionate way. Vine's cheeks turned crimson, her eyes widening in shock as she groaned loudly. You are impossible, she whined, but her smile betrayed her happiness, and for the first time sitting across from him under the golden lights, Vine realized destiny had turned her crush into something much more.